everyone. The conflict between Israel and Gaza, ongoing for decades, has escalated recently, resulting in intense military exchanges and civilian casualties. The situation remains complex and sensitive, with international efforts underway to achieve a lasting peace. At 6:30 a.m. on the morning of the 7th of October, while most of the Israelis were sleeping soundly in their homes, suddenly the air raid sirens began blaring. In a short while, thousands of rockets were fired at Israel. Israeli defense forces estimate that 2,200 rockets were fired. However, the group Ham_S claims that 5,000 rockets were fired. Israel has an Iron Dome system. It is one of the best air defense systems in the world. Whenever rockets are fired on Israel, it uses the latest military technology to intercept the rockets and destroy them mid-flight to keep the country protected. But here, 5,000 rockets were fired within 20 minutes. This Iron Dome system failed. Thousands of people and injured in Israel because of these attacks. This surprise attack is the biggest in the last few decades that has been seen in the Israel-Palestine conflict. Exactly 50 years ago, in October 1973, Egypt and Syria had launched a similar surprise attack on Israel. After that, a war broke out known as the Yom Kippur War, and this attack is no less than a full-scale war. In addition to the rocket strikes, Ham_S launched a multi-pronged attack from the ground, sea, and air. The boundary wall on the Israel-Gaza border was broken down by a bulldozer. Many Palestinians were seen entering Israeli territory, some on motorcycles, some using motor-powered hang gliders to enter Israel through the air. Apart from this, Ham_S also attacked Israel from the sea using speedboats. Many events took place within a day. A military base on the Israel-Gaza border was also attacked. An Israeli tank was captured. Many Israeli soldiers were captured and held hostages by the Hamas group. And the Israeli villages and cities on the border were infiltrated by army defense terrorists of Hamas. Many innocent civilians have been killed here. Many are being held as hostages, and Israel has declared a state of war in response. The Israeli military carried out airstrikes in Gaza, in which thousands of Palestinians were killed and injured. Let's see why the war is going on. The conflict between Israel and its neighboring countries, particularly Palestine, has deep historical and political roots. It primarily revolves around competing national aspirations and territorial disputes. After World War I and the fall of the Ottoman Empire, the League of Nations granted Britain the mandate to govern Palestine. This led to Jewish and Arab national movements emerging in the region. The United Nations proposed a partition plan in 1947 to create separate Jewish and Arab states, but the Arab states rejected it. In 1948, Israel declared independence, leading to a war with surrounding Arab states. The conflict continued, with several major wars occurring in 1956, 1967, and 1973, each exacerbating tensions and solidifying hostilities. One of the core issues is the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, where both Israelis and Palestinians claim the same land. The establishment and expansion of Israeli settlements in the West Bank and East Jerusalem have been a major point of contention. Additionally, the status of Palestinian refugees and the control of resources, such as water, further complicate the situation. Religious factors also play a role, particularly in Jerusalem, which is a holy city for Jews, Christians, and Muslims. The city's status is a contentious issue, contributing to the ongoing conflict. Efforts for peace, negotiations, and various peace plans have been made over the years, but finding a resolution to the conflict remains a significant challenge. The situation is complex, involving historical, political, and cultural factors that have contributed to the ongoing disputes. Thank you for joining us in this important conversation. Together, let us advocate for peace, and may our collective efforts sow the seeds of a more harmonious and peaceful tomorrow for all.